I hope you are ready for absolutely charming designs. We have Whimsical World from our friends at Hunkydory, both the topper set and the Miri collection, and I've got so many things to share with you. In fact, let me just show you one right now, and here it is. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that dragon, but it is just darling. Okay, so many to show you. Come play with us. Well, let me just show you a minute of what's in these two packages. So the first one, the Whimsical World Topper Collection, there are 4 sets, and I'm going to show you actually every single one, but basically they have this. So there is the foiled toppers with absolutely charming, charming art. And then you have a sheet of pattern cardstock that has foiling. You can see the foiling wiggling there. And then another one that is patterned, but they all coordinate just like this one does. And you're going to get 2 each of every single one. Then in the coordinating Miri, now these are all A4 size, so they're kind of big, 8.5 by 11. Heidi has used most of the 8 sheets that are in here, 8 colors, but here's the 4 that she did not use. So you can see the purple, the lime, the peach, and the top one, which is kind of a bluey purpley. Okay, so that's what those look like, but let's get into the cards. And the first one that Heidi has done is using our Butterfly Dazzle 'em cards, and here's what the package looks like. You get 5 cards and 5 envelopes, and they come printed with the art, and then you can do marvelous things with them, just like this. Now, the first step that Heidi did, which is something I have not seen before, she took the crystal lacquer and used a paintbrush and colored over the butterflies. So 1, 2, 3, I think it's just 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3, colored over them. She did that so they would be shiny, so you can see that they're shiny, but also they won't take any of the color, so she wanted to leave them white. Okay, then she placed this on a craft mat, and she brought in 2 of the Prism ink pads. The first is Warm Honey, and she used her blender brush, and as you can see, she just brought it into where that line is, so just all around that oval. Then she came back and used the blush on the inside. Same thing with her blender brush. But then she did something else that I thought was interesting. We're going to get in super close to see. So on these flowers, she came in and she took her Warm Honey, tapped it on the craft mat, and took her misted just a tiny bit with water, and then took her paintbrush and painted over all of those flowers just to give it a more of an intense yellow color. So she's done 2 things here that I've not seen before, and you know, that's what we kind of like here at Paper Wishes. Now, after she has done that, she went back over them, and this is the sparkle brush pen, and just went over those, so it gave it a shine. And of course, it doesn't take long for either the ink pad or the sparkle brush to to dry, so that worked just fine. Okay, so at that point, we've got our base already. And then this is the first sheet that I showed you. This is the one that she used. So she took the oval that has the fairy and the snail, which if I told you fairy and snail, you may not think that's cute, but look how sweet it is. Absolutely charming. She foam taped that. Now, it's not in the center. It's a little bit over on the side to leave room for this little tag. So it's with love, fairy dreams. So that's cute. And then, so that's just been glued down. This was foam taped, so that way you can tuck right under it. And then she used the yellow ribbon set. Here's what that looks like. And used her bow maker. Now, Hunkydory's bow maker is just really a favorite of Heidi, and you too, I know. And so she made her bow and then zodded it in place. So that completed the front of her card. Now, let's go to the inside. Now, the inside, she's done a couple of things. So she is using this piece, and she's also using the border. So the border is about 1/2 inch from the top of the card, but she also did some inking. So let's go over that for a moment, and let me bring the colors back in. They're very light, and so I just want to make sure that you know about it. Now there are directions down below. You can see each of the cards has complete instructions written out for you. She used the blush up here at the top and just gently around the edges. Now to keep it from going here, you can either put Post-it notes or you can turn it like this, just whatever works for you, just to be sure to keep that ink, that it doesn't go on the other side of your card. Then she also did kind of a halo around this. Now you might want to do that after you have foam taped this in place. That would work just fine. And again, that is this little fairy, very sweet. This has 3 layers, but she used them all as 1 layer and just foam taped that in place. She did take the Just Because, it's right here, foam tape that underneath it. It's so close, it almost looks like it's one piece, doesn't it? It's interesting. And then she does the bow. The bow is from the Orange and Peach collection. So you can see that right here, that crepe ribbon, and dotted it in place. Now there are some smaller circle pieces. So she's glued this down, foam taped that. I did mention, I believe, that this is one of 2 borders. So it's May Your Day Sparkle, or you could do the stars. She elected to do with the peach one, so that worked nicely. Now her final embellishment are the gold and silver sparkles. This is a Hunkydory, and both gold and silver are on here. You can see she's got some gold ones right there. She's got just a couple of ones on the front, and more of those circles are foam taped on the front of her card. So that just does a really nice job, and I think a really good job of blending the pinks and the yellows just very sweetly. Okay, we have more. Now the next set is a purple set. So that's the card, but let me show you the pieces that she used. So here, now remember, you get 2 of each set. So this is the purple collection. It's called Make a Wish. That's up here. And that's how it's identified in the directions also. So you can see the fairy. We've got a frog, of course, and a turtle with a frog on top of it. Here is the sheet that has the foiling. You can see that along the top. And here is another sheet that is just patterned, and then this is the Mary cardstock that Heidi has chosen to coordinate with it, and you can see why right there. Okay, let's get into our card. And with this card, she has placed it with the fold at the top, but then she cut off, I believe this is 2 inches, but the directions will tell you. And you know what? I'm going to put this on a white background because that purple is looking pretty dark against the black background. So there we go. Does that look better? Yes, now you can really see it. Okay, so this is our 5 by 6.5 inch card. So she has trimmed that piece off and cut it all the way down to the opening of the card. And then she has covered both the front and the inside with that beautiful purple Mary cardstock that is in the collection. And Hunkydory is doing this with many of their sets this year, and I have to tell you, I love it. I think it's just wonderful. And the nice thing too is that you can use it with the set of toppers, or you can, use it elsewhere too. So that's nice. You do get 2 sheets of each color. So she's first covered that, and then she used her cardstock. And so this piece, you can see this has the foiling at the top, but she used this area to cover right here, and you can see that sweet little pattern. And then she went into her topper set, and we're going to look at this one. This has 2 pieces. The first piece, she has overlapping about a ½ inch to the left. The second piece, she has overlapping about a ½ inch to the right, and yet it's outside of the circle. So just doing a little bit of interest that way. The I Believe in You is down at the bottom, and her bow, made with the bow maker, is using our light pink ribbon set. So that just really is soft as the colors are. This little part up here, Dream Big, well, that's one of the toppers. That is simply glued down flat. So that takes care of this little flap. And you'll notice that it is kind of, she's sleeping down, she's sleeping right there, but it is also hiding a message on the inside. So we use that on the front of the card. Now we're going to use this on the inside of the card. So this has been cut slightly smaller than the card itself. Again, measurements are down below. And it has already the sparkle of the foiling, so that's really nice. And may all your wishes come true. That's one of the toppers. That's been glued down flat. And another pink bow right there. So very sweet and very simple, effectively using all the pieces in that topper set. Okay, I have more, of course. I'll move that white so you can see this. And this is an easel card. So there it is flat, and here it is standing up. So very cute. So there is our fairy riding a turtle, well, as you all know. And then here's the little frog down there and our little fairy. So let me show you, actually give you a nice close look at that whole sheet so you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces with the fairy art, greetings, borders, there's inside frames, so just exactly what Hunkydory does so well. And what Heidi has done is she has taken the foiled, the Miri, and this is what she has used to make her card. So let me open up her card and show you. So she cut the Miri to be 10 inches by 5 inches, exactly what I've written right there. And then she scored it at 2.5 inches and at 5 inches. That way, when she turned it with the fold at the top, that it creates the easel, which, as you know, is something that we need for an easel card. Okay, now to cover her 2 easels, she has used this cardstock, the one that is not, you just make sure, that's right, that does not have the foiling. This is just the patterned. And she's using this area. So let me orient it the way the card is so you can really see. So she has cut 2 pieces that are smaller than the easel and simply glued them in place. Or you may want to tape them in place with extra sticky tape. So she's got 1, 2 right there. Then she has taken this girl, and there are 3 layers here. So 1, the frame, and that frame. And she has used them all as one piece. Now, to make sure that they don't come apart, she has used a piece of this cardstock. So this is the foiling. See the foiling? There you go. And she has cut from this upper left-hand corner a 3 5/8 inch square. That way she glued that to the back of the toppers just to really hold them together, because this can be handled, and if so, that could come apart. So that way it keeps all of our 3 pieces together. Then this piece, she attached the bottom of it to the bottom of her card, leaving a little space at the bottom there so she can add some dazzles, but that worked very nicely. Now the dazzles that she used are the white border, and they do have a foiled edge, and she just put it right along that piece of cardstock. Now Heidi loves this technique of what she calls bowing, B-O-W-I-N-G, where it kind of poofs up a little bit. Maybe you can see that. The way she accomplishes that is she puts a double layer of foam tape in the middle and then attaches the sides down flat to whatever it's perched upon. So that is her bowing of this. This is fairy kisses and birthday wishes, very, very sweet. And she did add some pink jewel dazzles. Now these are the teeny tiny ones, so it might be hard for you to see. So they're right in the corner. So there, in the corners of that piece, as well as in some of the, on top, the little snail that's in the artwork. so you can use that too. Her bow is out of the gingham set, and you can see that she made that with the bow maker and zotted it in place. Then going to the inside, we're going to go back to this piece. Let's see. Remember, she used these pieces of it for the front of the card. Well, now she's going to use that charming little fairy riding a turtle with the house in the background and butterflies fluttering. And this is going to go on the inside of her card, but first she covered it with this area. So you can simply just cover the inside of your card with that all over green pattern and then trim her down to be glued right on top. Another white border dazzle. And then there's No Place Like Home, which is absolutely cute with the home right there. That has been foam taped. And more of those pink jewel dazzles are going right along that horizon line. And that is this set. Now again, like I said, you have 2 of all of these sheets, so that works nicely. And Heidi does like, and I have to tell you, I concur, using the adorable scoreboard. Now, this just does a great job of scoring, makes it super easy because all the measurements are right there, and you don't lose the bone folder, which is really nice with that scoring tool. Okay, now let me tuck these aside, and we'll go to our last card. And I've got some, this is the one that I showed you in the beginning. I've got some Post-it notes on there. And this is using the tent cards. Now, these are also by Hunkydory. They are 5 by 7, and they are hinged at the top, as you can see right here. Okay, so just wanted you to know that. This is an unusual card also, and let me just show you. So we've got our front, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But then when I open this, there is a panel that is acetate, and it will rest on this piece. So I don't have a name for this. If you've got an idea, please tell me. Please tell me what you think in the comments, either on YouTube or on paperwishes.com, you know, down at the bottom. Because I think this is something I've seen Heidi do before, but I don't think we have a name for it. So please give me something if you can see it. Okay, so let's go back to this card. And let me show you the pieces that she is using. So this is the set, and it is called One of a Kind, and it's all in the pinks, as you can tell. And here is the foil cardstock with a note on it for me. And there is the patterned cardstock. And then to perfectly coordinate, there is one of 2 of the Marys. She also brought in the blue one. So blue and pink is what she's using on this. So let me show you what she has done. Now she did start with this piece because this is her pattern, and she has cut a 4 1/4 by 6 1/2 piece that then she matted onto the pink, as you can see right there, and glued that to the front of her card. So using this side only at this point, but it is foiled, so you're going to get some foiling that you can tell. Then she took this piece, and she's done something, and I hope you can see this on camera. Here it is with the foiling that's in kind of almost a rose gold, I think, or a gold. But here, she removed that middle frame and matted it onto the Mary, and look how that pops. I think that's just lovely. So all you do is take this big piece and glue it to the Mary, and then trim it to fit the shape of the frame. And then she foam taped the little dragon in the center of this, and then foam taped the whole piece to the front of her card. So it's just all absolutely charming. So you've got the pink Mary showing twice, and then you've also got all that gold foiling. So it's just absolutely charming, whimsical and charming. Right here, it's your birthday, have a magical day. That has been foam taped in place, and this is out of the orange and peach ribbon set. that you can see that that bow was made and zotted in place. So just charming. Now, Heidi went to the inside of her card, and like I showed you, it has this wonderful acetate piece. And let me tell you a little bit about that. So Heidi, we do have acetate. We have our heat-resistant acetate, but we also have acetate by the sheet. Now, this acetate by the sheet is a little lighter weight. The heat-resistant is very sturdy acetate, and Heidi prefers the heat-resistant. So you can make your own choice. It's either will work, just one is more resistant. And in this case, this is standing up, so the heat-resistant is probably a good idea. Okay, now you're going to cut your acetate to be 5 by 7.5, and that's going to leave you a good 1/2 inch extra. So score that, and you're going to glue that inside your card. Okay, you'll use extra sticky tape right there to attach it, because you do need the extra sticky tape whenever you're using a very slick surface. So what she has done on the inside, and notice that it's the same image going down, and I think that's really a nice visual. And where she got that is right here. Let's see. So and let me just show you too while I have this all handy. So you can see this has quite a wider pink edge. So the size that you're going to need is in the directions, but just be sure that you're going to leave about 1/2 inch, well, yeah, about 1/2 inch of the art then going onto the white area. So you're going to use that piece and then mat it on the blue Miri. Okay, so that blue Miri is what we're using on the inside. Then you're going to, so I'll come back to the rest of it, but right now we have that. Then for this piece, well, we're simply going to turn this. So we use this, we're going to turn this, and we're going to use her. Same idea, you just need to trim that pink edge off, and I bet you can use it somewhere else, and then mat it also on the blue Miri. That's going to take care of it. Now, we're going to take the fairies. So this little girl is in the center of that frame. We'll use that frame on the acetate, but first we're going to glue that down, and we will foam tape Sent with Love just right on top. Now turn the acetate down and take the frame and attach that with the extra sticky tape. You can foam tape, let's see, just for you. And you can zot a bow right on top, and you just want to make sure that that is visually going to fit. Down here, you're just using the little butterfly, and in that case, Heidi kind of bowed it a bit, meaning that she put foam tape here and she attached it with zots or extra sticky tape flat on the edges. Another little knotted bow, and that takes care of it. So just a really sweet card, and there are still pieces left from this, so she didn't even, that's got many layers, she didn't use them all. So just absolutely charming. Okay, remember, tell me what you think the name of this card could be and we'll start using it. Okay, so that's what we have. So the Whimsical World is just, as I said, charming. All of those Miri 16 sheets just makes it actually so special. We do have a money saver. Well, of course we do. We always have a money saver. It is on the right side of your screen. If you choose to buy both of them, we'll give you a bit of a discount, and that's nice. As I've mentioned many times, the instructions are down below, and that way, if you want exact measurements, I just find that very handy to have that reference, and you can print them off if you like. If you are watching us on YouTube, what we would really appreciate is a couple of things. If you would like us, we all want to be liked, don't we? If you would subscribe and leave a comment. Tell me what you think that card should be called, or anything else that you want to say. And then please head on over to paperwishes.com. We want you to be able to get these if you would like them, and also to take advantage of that money saver. I want to thank Heidi for doing such an absolutely wonderful job with the whimsical world that Hunkydory has created for us. And I want to thank you most of all for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next time.